everyone, it's Nicole, and I'm here with a layout that I got done during my June crop. Now, I'm sorry for the glare. It's really hard to film there. I think at one point I do figure out, like, oh no, there's a big glare, so maybe not with this layout, but the next layout, I'm gonna try and fix that. And I thought it'd be fun to do a page about the food that we ate during our trip. Now, I wanted to make sure that we didn't eat out all the time. Now, I have to say, we were gone for 6 weeks. So by the end of the 6 weeks, we ate a whole lot more at restaurants than we did at the beginning. I think we were just a little burnt out with cooking all the time and, not having a big oven and not having a big fridge. But we still didn't eat out as much as we could have for sure. Now, one of the photos, I left it at 4 by 6, I believe, and then the other one, I had it such a close up of the plate that I end up cutting around the plate, so you just see the plate. And we certainly did a lot of salads while we were gone, and then we would just have to do like a meat, right? So we would do like a salad with hamburger or a salad with hot dogs, or in this case it was salad with sausages. And then we did a lot of subs, which at one point we got kind of tired of it. But when we would go on hikes, that's an easy one to make, right? You just throw all the components to make a sub, and then there's even a couple of times we put the back of the truck, we opened the tailgate, and we called it a tailgate party because we made subs on the back of the tailgate, and we had our lunch there. And then we obviously would bring some fruits and vegetables with our subs and just drink water. One thing that I did to make that a little easier is I definitely made lists of stuff, not necessarily when we were going to eat the things, but more like ideas, of things that we could eat while we were on the trip. And then I did make some stuff ahead of time and I stuck it in the freezer so that we could just pull it out and then cook it. Or obviously if it was already baked or cooked, then we could just reheat it. So for this layout, I had a lot of scraps, and I end up using just a bit of scraps next to my 4 by 6 photo. I use it in the size that it's in. I like to put pictures close to the edge of a layout and then just putting, either a big strip of pattern paper like I did at the bottom, or just a little strip and then put the photo next to that. I did end up using one of our film reels. We have them in different sizes. If you don't know, my son and I, he's the artist. He draws everything, and then we sell digital files. So we have everything from viewfinders to tags to frames to film reels to butterflies. Anything you can even think of. We have fall stuff, Christmas stuff. And then we even started doing collections. So you see the little tent and the trees. That's our camping/hiking selection. Now, if you have a silhouette, we even include the Studio 3 files so that you can just cut it out on your silhouette. Or if you don't, it also comes with a PNG file where you can just print it and then cut it out yourself. And when he's drawing stuff, he's keeping in mind that, some people will cut it out by hand. So he's trying to make it, as easy as possible for cutting purposes too. I think I forgot to mention, but this was layout 3 out of the 11 that I made during that day. And this one took me 43 minutes to complete. And I think a lot of it is just kind of, playing with stuff and seeing what would go better, as far as embellishment clusters. I like the bottom row where I have the plate, and then I did put a piece of pattern paper with a tag, and then I had a little piece of just leftover pattern paper, and I'm going to use that too right next to the tag. I don't like to throw out stuff too much. So if you saw me declutter, my scrap room, even, the tiniest bit of paper, I just put it in that plastic bag, and I'm like, oh, you never know, I might be able to use that. So I like to use every bit and piece that I can. The way I look at it, stuff is pretty expensive right now. So if with one sheet of paper, I can put it on 7 layouts instead of just 1 or 2, then that piece of pattern paper that I paid $2 for then becomes more, if you will, affordable, because instead of saying, I spent $2 for that one layout, then you can divide that $2, against 7 layouts. And I'm all about, getting the most out of your supplies. Now, one thing I ended up doing and I really like, I found, sometimes I find like scrapping on a piece of white cardstock, things kind of get lost. And, there's a few things you can do with that. You can cut it down a 1/4 inch smaller and then mount it on a solid cardstock or a full sheet of 12 by 12. You can take a pen and outline the whole edge of the cardstock, either with a stitch or long lines with dots. Or in this case, I took some washi tape and I just put it in 3 spots along the edges, and I found that it really helped kind of bring the page together. Now the last thing I'm going to do is take some of our little tiny alphas that we have as our digital files, and I'm putting camping food is the best. Now one thing that I've been doing lately and I really like is I flip the layout over and I write down when I completed the layout. I mean, I'm trying to make it so I put the date on the front of the layout and some, journaling, but I also put on the back of the layout when I completed it and for what. Like here, it was the June crop. So that's it. That's going to complete this layout. So if you're new to my channel, don't forget to hit subscribe. If you're enjoying these videos, if you wouldn't mind giving me a thumbs up, leave me a comment down below, and I want to thank you so much for watching. Bye.